So I think I might start this by saying I have no strong feelings about Tucker Carlson. I don't really watch him much, and I can't say I actually hold much contempt for him. There are plenty of people on both the right and the left I find more irritating than Tucker Carlson. And like I said, I just do not have much experience with the guy's content. That said, this leaked text message to me is extremely offensive on a personal level. And it's not just the completely unsubtle racism, it's the fairly stupid worldview he seems to put forth in this message. First of all, I want to mildly applaud him for showing the most low amount of possible self awareness possible. I mean, this is logic that a child should probably understand, and I feel like at least some people are trying to defend him on this, which I'll give him credit to. It is something. It's a small drop in a bucket, showing the somewhat awareness that yes, there is something kind of fucked up about like beating the shit out of like someone, and that yes, they probably have someone who also cares about them. At the same time, Tucker's whole "I'll be just as bad as them" is insanely stupid because it basically suggests Tucker actually knows who they are. Now, I'm no Antifa fan. I personally find a lot about them fairly obnoxious, but I can't say with any certainty that the average Antifa member is worse than Tucker. I don't know either of them, and Tucker has already, with this text, as far as I'm concerned, shown himself to be quite low down on the humanity totem pole. What bugs me more is that Tucker shows this general belief in the idea of a good fight, which I think is just a complete lie. He feels like the sort of guy who would see Matt Damon's character in The Last Duel as a sort of paragon of a paragon of masculinity and of what men should be, which kind of ignores that The Last Duel. I actually like Matt Damon's character in that. I felt he was one of the more sympathetic characters, but he also felt like a character who was extremely stupid and out of touch even with medieval society and how he saw the world. Um, and yeah, it feels fairly dense because a fight is inherently you trying to hurt someone. It can be to stop them doing something, or it can be because you just want to hurt them for your own amusement. You know, it's a thing. It's a power thing. I think power is a big thing which has a lot of appeal to a lot of people. I would hope when you're a child you kind of get over it at some point. Like when I was very young, I picked up a kitten in a probably fairly unpleasant way. This was probably when I was about 5 or something, and I felt bad about it later. Like I picked it up by like not by its tail, but just like dangled it, and I kind of at 5 years old, I knew after I'd done it that I'd done something unnecessarily cruel. Um, I would hope most people kind of get that. And yeah, I often feel very angry at certain people, and I think it's reasonable, particularly when you're younger, to fantasize about doing violence onto people you dislike. But there's no such thing as the honourable fight is basically just sport. Like it's entertainment. It's the same idea as an honourable tennis match. An actual serious fight is purely for its end purpose, which can just be to hurt someone for your own amusement, or it can be for a reasonable version. And believe it or not, I have found myself to become more hawkish as I grow older and look more at the state of the world. So I'm not someone who necessarily believes that violence is never the answer, but I find the idea of how white men fight to be both obviously racist for clear reasons, but also extremely juvenile. It's a fantasy which makes more sense in a world of children's fiction than reality.